Hello, so I'm just putting this video together because I know some people are having a tough time with unit conversions in the first assignment. So I just have three examples right here. So first we'll go with one where we're going from centimeters to meters, then we'll look at how area works, and then we'll look at how volume works. So whenever doing unit conversions, we use what we call a conversion factor, which hopefully you kind of remember from grade 10, because there's a unit on this. So I say we have 400 centimeters to meters. So we go 400 centimeters. And we want to convert this to meters. We're going to use what's called a conversion factor. So how we write this out, we open up brackets, and inside this bracket there's going to be a ratio. So we say, okay, we have centimeters and we want to get to meters. So what we need to do is get rid of the centimeters. To get rid of the centimeters, we need to put centimeters on the bottom. So what we can see is anything divided by itself just goes away, becomes 1. So centimeters is going to cancel out with centimeters. But like the centimeters is equal to something. So we're trying to get meters, so I'm going to put meters on top. So if I now need to put the correct values into this bracket. So basically I have to ask myself how many centimeters exist in 1 meter. So hopefully this is something you do know in your head because we've all used rulers and meter sticks. So just visualize a meter stick and think how many centimeters in that 1 meter stick, and hopefully you come to the realization that there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Okay. So now that we have our correct conversion factor, see the centimeters cancel out. Now we just follow through the multiplication. 400 multiplied by 1 divided by 100, we get 4 meters. That is our answer. Okay. And to visualize this, you say if this is let's just say this is 1 meter. There's 1 meter, but then we're gonna have 4 of those. 2, 3. So I can't really fit it in there. So it should be equal length. But they're saying there's like 100 notches in this one, right? There's gonna be 100 centimeters in this one, 100 centimeters, 100 centimeters, 100 centimeters. 400 centimeters is equivalent to 4 meters. Now for area, we have to think a bit differently. So area, we're talking about like some type of surface. Okay? This is area. The first one was length. So one mistake I did see, first of all, that some people were doing, when they see something like 400 centimeters squared, a few people were incorrectly squaring that 400. So they're saying, oh, 400 centimeters squared is 400 squared is 16,000 centimeters. This is incorrect. We can't do that. So what's happening is that this squared is only being applied to the unit centimeters. It's not being applied to the 400. The centimeter squared is a unit. So the way we think of centimeters squared, it's another way of saying like 400 centimeters. So basically what it's saying is a centimeter squared is saying we are talking about some type of area. It's not telling us the square of the 400. So when we want to convert 400 centimeters squared to meters squared, we're going to start up the same way. So we have 400 centimeters. There's a squared there. We're going to write that same conversion factor. 100 centimeters per meters. What we need to recognize though is right now we have 2 centimeters density. So we have 400 centimeters. And our conversion factor is 1 meter and over 100 centimeters. What we need to recognize is that right now we've only canceled off one of the centimeter terms. So we actually need to do it a second time. 1 meter over 100 centimeters. So now we cancel off both centimeters. And we're left with meters squared. Essentially, this is the same as just squaring our conversion factor though. So our conversion factor is 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. Now I'm going to square it. This is going to square my units. That means everything inside here gets squared. So I'm going to have 400. And I'm going to divide by 100 2 times because of that square. So 400 divided by 100 squared. And that's equivalent to 0.04 meters squared. So again, how do we kind of visualize what's happening? 1 meter squared looks like this. This is 1 meter, and this is 1 meter. 1 centimeter square is something like that. It's super tiny. Because remember, there's 100 centimeters that fit in here and here. There's 100 centimeters that fit in here and here. So overall, 1 centimeter is going to fit right in there. So if you know 100 centimeters fit in lengthwise and 100 centimeters fit in widthwise, 100 times 100 is 10,000 centimeters. So 1 meter squared is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters squared. 10,000 of these tiny things fit inside this area of space. So when we say we have 400 centimeters squared, that 400 is only really filling up the small, like 4% of this whole thing. So something really small, actually, like a 4 by 10, like a 4 by 10 thing. Something really small. It's like that, something like that. That is what. Oops. That is what 400 centimeters squared might look like. Probably it's probably actually smaller than that, but kind of get the idea. For volume, so we're going to go 1 meter cubed to centimeter cubed. So how do we visualize volume? So length, we saw area. Volume, picture the cube. A 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cube. So 1 meter cube means we have an amount of stuff equivalent to a cube, which is 1 meter on each length. So it's asking us how many centimeters are fitting inside this 1 meter cube. In terms of conversions, we start with this 1 meter cube. We're going to write our conversion factor. This time, notice how before we're going from centimeters to meters, now we're going from meters to centimeters. So to get rid of the meter, we're going to put meters on the bottom. We're going to put centimeters on top. So now the meters are going to cancel. However, we have 3 of those meters. 1 meter, meter, meter. That's what a meter cubed is. Meter, meter, meter. So we're going to have to cube this conversion factor. So again, our conversion factor is pretty much the same, but it's just flipped. We know there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So we're going to go 100 to the power of 3. And we end up with 100,000 centimeters cubed. Just this many. 1 million centimeters cubed worth of stuff will fit inside a meter cube box. So I hope that helps with conversion factors. If there's any concepts that you're really finding confusing, I can always make up some more videos. So let me know.